Here's a look at the Big 12 preseason poll for men's basketball as selected by the league's coaches, who could not vote for their own team. Texas Tech checks in at number 10. In their second season under Coach Tubby Smith, the Red Raiders have to replace 3 starters, including their top 2 scorers. Last season, Texas Tech won 6 Big 12 games, the best win total in 6 seasons. This year's team will count on guards Robert Turner and Todrick Gotcher. TCU is picked to finish 9th, but Coach Trent Johnson should finally have a healthy and stocked roster in his 3rd season. The Frogs have 4 starters returning, including senior guard Keon Anderson. Sophomore Kavar Shepard is one of the Big 12's top post players, and forward Amrit Fields is a productive front court scorer who has battled injuries the last 2 seasons. Oklahoma State will be in a rebuilding mode after losing guards Marcus Smart and Markel Brown. Senior forward LeBrian Nash should be one of the Big 12's top scorers, while Phil Forte provides outstanding three-point shooting. Michael Cobbins, who missed most of last season with an injury, returns in the middle as a rebounder and shot blocker. West Virginia tied for 6th in the preseason poll. The Mountaineers have the preseason player of the year in guard Jawan Staten, who led the conference in scoring last season. Sophomore Devin Williams is a strong low-post scorer who played his best at the end of last season. Coach Bob Huggins thinks his team will be improved defensively and on the boards. Baylor was picked to finish 6th along with West Virginia. The Bears reached the Sweet 16 last season and have to replace 4 key players. Senior point guard Kenny Cherry, along with forward Royce O'Neal, are the returning starters. Junior forwards Rico Gathers and Torian Price, key reserves last season, will need to provide more production this season. Iowa State, which like Baylor reached the Sweet 16 last season, is poised for another big year. The Cyclones returned 3 starters led by junior forward George Niang, one of the most versatile big men in the country. Senior Dustin Hogue, who was outstanding during the postseason, and sophomore guard Monte Morris were key contributors last season. Bryce DeJean Jones, a senior forward who transferred from UNLV, is the Big 12's preseason newcomer of the year. Kansas State checks in at number 4 and hopes to build on last season's NCAA appearance. Coach Bruce Weber has a nice mix of 3 returning starters, along with experienced reserves and newcomers. 2 sophomores, guard Marcus Foster and forward Wesley Uwandu, were key starters and key contributors as freshmen. Foster is a preseason All-Big 12 pick. Transfers Justin Edwards and Brandon Bolden lead a talented group of newcomers. Lon Kruger heads into his 4th season at Oklahoma with his best team, and the Sooners are picked to finish 3rd. Replacing the scoring of Cam Clark will be challenging, but 4 starters return, led by junior guard Buddy Hield. Forward Ryan Spangler was OU's best inside option last season and compiled 10 double-doubles. A number of newcomers with size should provide more depth and production around the basket. Texas is picked to finish 2nd and is in position to challenge Kansas for the regular season title. The Longhorns return all 5 starters from last season's team that won 24 games. Jonathan Holmes, a steady forward who led the team in scoring, is the lone senior. Guards Javon Felix and Isaiah Taylor are explosive scorers, while Miles Turner, a 6'11 forward, was selected as the Big 12's co-freshman of the year. It's no surprise which team is on top of the preseason poll. Kansas is favored to win its 11th consecutive regular season title. Despite losing 2 of the top 3 picks in the NBA draft, Andrew Wiggins and Joel Embiid, Kansas has another loaded roster. Junior forward Perry Ellis and sophomore guard Wayne Selden Jr. are expected to mix with newcomers Devontae Graham, Kelly Oubre, and Cliff Alexander in the starting lineup. Expect the Jayhawks to be considered a Final Four contender this season. For the Big 12 Digital Network, I'm Wendell Barnhouse.